Last year, Reebok brought us the third installment of their tie-up with the Alien movies, and it should be behind me here on the green screen. It was a double yellow and black sneaker, a two-sneaker pack called The Final Battle, and it was all about Ripley being in a massive yellow and red, black, should I say, yellow and black machine to fight the alien in the final scene of the movie, and that's a clear tie-up between that particular scene and those sneakers from last year. And then here, this year, we're looking at this guy. So apparently the fourth and final tie-up between the Alien movies and Reebok that they're doing. And the question that I'm asking in this video is whether or not this sneaker could stand alone without that tie-up. Tying it to the movie gives it hype, gives it kind of a narrative, gives it a story, but without it being tied to that movie, would this sneaker stand alone? Does it have strength as a sneaker as opposed to as a collaboration? And that's what we're going to be asking in this video today as we take a close-up look at the Reebok Bug Stomper. This is a Tokyo About a 23 Sneaker channel, Tokyo About a 23 Sneaker channel des.毎日アップするので、毎日見てください. Every single day I bring you content from Tokyo, Japan about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news and sneaker reviews. And today what we're looking at is the Reebok Bug Stomper, the fourth tie-up with the Alien movies. And it's a massively cool sneaker. I like it very, very much. But the question is, could it survive without that Alien tie-up? And that's what we're going to be looking at today, and looking at all those little details in there. Some of them, a lot of them, hard to find, a little discreet, but then when you dig a little deeper, it's like, you know what, that's a pretty fire looking sneaker and I like the details on there. Yesterday we brought a similar sort of silhouette in the Nike Air Fear of God 1, which is a very high boot, and then again here we are today with this Bug Stomper from Reebok. Again, it's a very high boot. Yesterday I talked about all the details and the little sort of unique things that you can find on a Fear of God 1 that make it a great looking sneaker, and today we're doing exactly the same thing again, because there are a ton of little details on this that go together with that movie tie-up and make it a very fine sneaker. But would it stand alone? Would it be a cool sneaker without all that stuff on there if it was just the sneaker itself that we were looking at? And today that's what we're going to be asking. And usually when I ask a question in my videos, I don't keep people hanging on to get the answer. I don't wait until the very last scene of my video to say, and the answer is. I like to bring it straight out front and center, and front and center I say yes. I think if this sneaker stripped away all of that alien detailing, which we're going to get into today, and there's a ton of it, I think even without that it would be a very cool sneaker. And really, like, this is big news for me. Anyone who watches my channel knows I'm not a huge fan of ankle straps and I'm not a huge fan of mid-foot straps, and this guy right here has both. But I still think it's fire. I think it's still a really cracking looking sneaker, and I would actually rock these guys for sure, even if, like I said, it didn't have all that alien branding on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into it and look at the detailing on it, and through that you'll be able to see what a great looking sneaker is, and you'll hopefully be able to see all the different points on there that kind of tie into that sort of alien franchise. And the first place that I want to do that is I want to go to the back of the sneaker, because there's a double sort of hit of alien on there, and this should be kind of obvious. Hopefully the green screen's working out. I'm shooting at home. I don't usually like to shoot at home. I usually like to get into a studio where I have a lot more control over the space, but with the way things are in Tokyo right now, we're in this sort of semi-lockdown. And they're asking us to voluntarily stay at home, and I am voluntarily staying at home, but that means I'm trying to shoot on a green screen at home, and who knows if it's going to work or not. Please let me know in the comments down below if it does or doesn't. That aside, yes, hopefully on the green screen right here you can see the back end of these guys, and what you'll notice is two distinct places where there's that alien tie-up. The first one is that on both sneakers they both have the same physical structure of a pull tab on the back there. However, they're both totally different. One is a sort of stars and stripes motif, and the other one's got writing on it. Totally different pull tabs on the back of these guys, but both very, very cool, both very tied into that alien sort of thing. The theme in here is the USCM, the United States Colonial Marines, are the guys who go with Ripley out into deep space, you know, to hunt out the aliens, or to find out what went wrong with the Weyland Corporation. I think it's a mining ship, so it's US Colonial Marines, and that's actually featured later in the sneaker, and we'll come to that in a minute. But the stars and stripes on one is very much a sort of nod to that marine kind of theme, and then on the other you've got some writing on there that says something like, you know, we are the danger to species, or something like that, which is kind of very true. It seems like more and more we're the ones doing the damage as opposed to getting the damage done to us. But the other thing is, if you come down a bit from there, you've got a situation that's kind of cool, because it's different on the left and the right sneakers. The pull tabs are a bit different on the left left and right sneakers, but on the other lower down, you've got one that has eyes and the other one that doesn't. And I think that's cool as well. It doesn't have to be different. It can just be one have nothing and then the other one with the eyes on there. And the thing there is what they're saying is eyes in the back of your head. That's why they've got a pair of eyes on the heel of these guys. And the idea is that, you know, like with the aliens, the actual beasts that are hunting you down, you've got to have eyes in your back of your head to not get caught out by these guys because they're smart as well as aggressive. So the eyes in the back of the head at the back of these guys sort of adds to that detailing on the back there. So you've got the pull tags and then those eyes in the back of the head there. Now coming round, I think what we'll do is we'll go inside and have a look at the insoles, because again, like the back of these guys, the insoles are actually not the same on the left and right sneakers. And if you watch my content a lot, you'll know that I love that. I love it when the brand has taken the time to spend a bit more money and do something like make sure that the insoles are different, because it costs a bit more to do that, but it is cool and it makes you trust that they've actually taken the time to build the sneaker and not just sort of crammed it together at the cheapest possible, you know, materials and branding. And if you do look in the inside, on one I know it's a skull, and I can't remember what's on the other one, but you'll be able to see on the green screen behind me here the two different insoles that come with these guys. But then if we pan forward a little bit, the last thing I want to look at before we actually open these guys up, I talked already about the ankle and the midfoot straps, and we can look inside those in a second. But before we do that, on the midfoot strap, you can see the Reebok branding on there with that W. So it's in yellow on, I think, a black background, which is the Wayland Corporation kind of logo colors. The W on there, in addition to the Reebok, is that Wayland Corporation type as well. So very much the alien sort of theme coming through in that midfoot strap. But then if we actually open these guys up, take the midfoot strap and the ankle strap off a bit and look on the inside. Again, another one of my favorite features on this is that it does have a kind of sock on the inside underneath all that external sort of heavy duty sort of materials on the outside, and then on the inside you've got this really cool kind of fabric sock that looks like it would be really, really comfortable. And on the lateral side of that, you've got a bit of branding there and the eagle, which again, hopefully you guys can check out behind me here. And not only that, if you take a look at the back end of the ankle strap, you'll see that there's writing on the inside of there as well. I can't remember what it says, but again, another nice little discreet detail hidden on the inside of these guys. Out of view, you wouldn't know it was there until you opened it up, and it's that kind of thing that I think defines a sneaker, that makes a sneaker pop and gives it that kind of extra dimension that you weren't expecting it to have. And to me, that's really cool. But all of these things are features of the movie that are coming through that we're talking about. Now, if they were all gone, if you didn't have that eagle on the inside on the lining there, if you didn't have writing on the back of the midfoot strap, if it was just Reebok and not with the Wayland branding on the midfoot strap, did I just say midfoot strap when I meant to say ankle strap? And then on the back, if it was just a simple pull tab on the back there without the eyes there, I still think these would be a really fire sneaker. And in a way, I think they'd actually be cooler without the alien branding on there. I think the alien branding gives it a story and gives it a narrative, but I think people would still rock these just as they are. They're just a really cool looking boot. And I definitely think this could be a sneaker that I might try for. I don't know what kind of run they're going to go in. I don't know if it's going to be a general release or if there's going to be fewer sneakers out there, you know, if it's a limited sort of run, but for me it's just a really cool looking sneaker, and I think for sure anyone who gets their hands on these is going to be rocking a very, very cool sneaker as is. And then that story, the alien side of it, all the little details on there just adds a little bit to the sneaker. So so for me, yes, Reebok done a great job. They are talking about this being the last tie-up between the Stompers and the you know, the Alien movies, which is a shame. I'm not entirely sure why they would decide to do that. I think I'm right in saying these guys are dropping on April 26th, which is to do with the name of the planet where the alien comes from, I think it is, or is it the planet where they first encounter the alien? It's got like a bunch of letters and 426, so they dropped the sneaker on April the 26th to sort of celebrate Alien Day. And it's not just about Reebok, it's about the whole kind of Aliens movie franchise. So I'm pretty sure it's April the 26th that these guys will be dropping, and they're talking about them dropping online. I don't know about retail stores, and especially here in Japan, it's hard to know whether they're going to drop in you know, the stores. Often it's very difficult difficult for me to get sneakers in hand other than from online. So I'm glad to see these guys coming down REEBOK.com. So hopefully that's where I'll be able to get myself a pair. But that's enough for me today. That's a look at that alien sneaker. The answer to my question, as I said already, is these could definitely be a cool sneaker that people will rock regardless of whether or not they were tied into that alien franchise. There's just a very cool sneaker and a very cool boot. A bit like yesterday's Fear of God ones, you have to have a particular fashion to be able to wear these, and that's my one concern, is that I don't have that fashion to wear these, and I don't know if I'll be able to pull them off, but I do kind of really like them. So the question I have to ask myself is whether I want to take a risk and buy them and then maybe not be able to fit them into my wardrobe and then have to buy stuff to fit in with the boot. But they are that cool that I'm seriously thinking about getting my hands on a pair. For now though, it's time for me to sign off, and thank you guys for checking out my content. Truly appreciate it. Hopefully you guys appreciate it too, and we keep on keeping on. I've kept the daily content going even through these troubled recent times, and hopefully we'll be able to keep going on into the future. But for now, it's time for me to sign off. Thank you guys for checking out my content, and do what I do at the end of every single video, which is tell you guys that I do this every single day, which means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.